Welcome to Johnny's Sports Channel. We are actually going to continue. I nearly quit. I really did. We had a few idiots. That's the problem. When you start your channel and you think, oh yeah, we can do something here. We get one or two absolute morons that come on. And oh no, you please stop doing such a pathetic channel. And I got a couple. So we are going to continue because I refuse to be taken down by morons like the one that said, I said something about, the one's gone already. I said something about in my last, yeah, I was looking through the bets, wasn't I, for League One, and I said, oh yeah, Leighton Orient, that was quite a decent odds, I think it was. And I mentioned that, well, they haven't lost as many to the championship as I thought they would, because there were a lot of their a lot of Leighton Orient's good players were immediately touted to be going to Charlton and the lower end of the championship, because that's what usually happens, and it got touted straight away. And I said, look, if they do, then they're going to do the usual, losing the final, go straight down to the bottom, to the mid-table. But I said that, and immediately we get some arsehole Orient fan. I don't know, wasn't he? No, he couldn't have been an Orient fan. What did he say? I think he was a Huddersfield fan. Yeah, he was a Huddersfield fan, and he's saying no. He was saying that I got it totally wrong, and I should give up YouTube because Leighton Orient have actually only got 3 of their side left from last season. And I immediately fired back and said, actually, they let go 15. They've left 15 have left. So if there's only 3 from last season, that means that there's only 18 in the squad last season, which I'm afraid that means you're telling porky pies. And of course, he came back and said, well, okay, that may be true, but it's still a pathetic channel. If you're gonna take bits out of me, make sure you get your facts right, first of all. Second of all, I don't get paid for it. This guy actually has one of the big 6 channels, and he managed to try and take pieces out of my channel for being amateurish, quote. And then he says, please leave the industry because I'm trying to make a living off YouTube. And I thought, you pompous twat. How can you make money off YouTube and then come and try and stop channels like mine when I've only got 298 subscribers? This isn't going to get paid by YouTube in any long, short, or form period. It's got all the hours. I've got the hours to do it, absolutely, but I haven't got the subscribers, and I'm not going to. So when someone comes along and starts chanting to me that I don't know what I'm doing and I should get out of this, I'm just an old fart. 2 people said. Two. I'm an old fart. I shouldn't be doing it. The kids and old men shouldn't be doing it. Okay, well, hang on. If we get rid of the kids, so we've got talking 19-year-old teenagers downwards. Let's get rid of all the old fogies. You must be talking 40 plus there. So anybody between 20 and 39 then can do this. Bloody hell, you're really saying that people who can do sports and football on YouTube have to be between 20 years old and 39. You pompous git. No, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to prove these people wrong. But I need your help to prove them wrong. Please do like and subscribe. We're going into our first weekend of EFL football, and we're going to start with. I'm going to quickly start by covering the game last night, the Luton Town versus Wimbledon game. Now, the Luton Town have made some really good signings. They lost a couple of their best players, absolutely, and I was worried when they started to lose the players or hand them on because of high wages, and then not quite replace them with similar stock. So they got rid of their championship stock, and they got some very good sort of how would we put it, top League One, bottom championship stock back in. And excuse me, did have meningitis, that's why I've got a cough. So the point I make there is actually their side, when you look at some of those signings, hasn't really depleted. When you put that team aside, the other teams they're playing against, because remember, if they'd have had this team that they got now in the championship, it would have got worse, and absolutely they would certainly be bottom of the league come the end of the championship season. However, they're not. They're in League One. They've lowered the bar as far as their abilities are concerned, but there's such a big gap between Championship and League One. Yes, there is. For the person who said there isn't, there is absolutely a big gap there now. It will get smaller as better sides have to be pushed down, because sides like Sunderland, Birmingham, and possibly Wrexham going up and staying up means that good sides that would see themselves as middle of the table championship suddenly come down to our league in League One. And we may get one or two blips from League One to League Two. So League Two's got to sort of hold tight now and make sure that the gap between League Two and League One is not very big. But if we start getting a few of those sides coming up from League Two into League One, like we do with Wrexham and Luton, if you go back far enough, if they come up and they stay up, then you're going to be looking at more bigger sides coming down into the League Two, and the difference there is going to be, we're going to start to get a big difference between League One and Two, and they've got to be able to bounce straight back. Have to. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to look at the Luton Town and Wimbledon game, and the reason is, didn't Wimbledon play brilliantly? I thought they played an outstanding game. Why did I think that? Because they lost, but they lost in the last few minutes. In the last few minutes, I remember looking at 70-odd minutes. They might do it, you know. Look, Luton Town were running down that right wing and crossing it in, and then they started running down the left one as well. And I'm thinking, they're running both bloody wings and crossing it in. There's going to be a goal that goes in, and the number of times they got it in the centre box, so you're thinking they're around the penalty area, around the penalty spot even, and you're thinking it's going to go in, and it did, but only one, and that defence was pretty good, but it did work on panic state a couple of times. That team certainly did seem to cut it close a few times, and more than a few times probably. But I must admit, they put enough bodies in there to stop Luton from shooting very often. I remember after about, I think at half time, they'd only had 2 shots, Luton Town. Okay, Wimbledon had 0, but Luton Town had 2. And I'm thinking a side of that skill should be eating through that team, just like we thought Birmingham would last year. What did Birmingham do the first game? I think drew, didn't they? Was it Reading, a Reading draw? So I think Luton Town just finding the feet as far as being able to get those shots off in a league where it's you've got the ball and we're going to tackle you. You don't get the space in League One that you get in the Championship. And I think Luton Town are just about starting to think now, after that game, probably, they're capable of doing a Birmingham, absolutely. But what did Birmingham do? They did the same as what Luton Town did last night, and they tried their hardest to play open football with being able to move it with space. And of course, you can't do it. And Wimbledon, being a League Two side, just come up. You get the ball, and they will attack you with 3 or 4 people, bang, tackling you at once. And it's not something that you're used to in the Championship. Doesn't mean that they're going to lose games for it, but it does mean it makes it very difficult for them to play good football. But I always say good, skillful football will always win out, and eventually you'll get those. You will get the result. it just won't be by the sort of 3 or 4 goals that you probably think you're going to get when you come down. Oh, well, the League One's going to be an absolute breeze, isn't it? So last night, brilliant game. I think that Wimbledon did very, very well. If they're going to be putting up a defence like that against teams, I think that we may have to rethink about them being in the bottom 4. That game was actually quite good, and I'm actually quite impressed by it. So that game, brilliant game. Let's have a look at what we have today. So today we have Cardiff City versus Peterborough in League One. All League Twos, I believe, are 3 o'clock. Yep. So all League Twos are 3 o'clock. I'll just make sure. The one time I don't check it, one of you lot, somebody will come on and say, "Oh, you've missed it. My team's playing at 12 o'clock." No, there is only one. 12:30. It's Cardiff City versus Peterborough. Now, this is going to be a really good game for me. And the only reason why I came on at this time is because I wouldn't usually do this, not with just one team. However, Cardiff City versus Peterborough United. This is going to be one great game. And I'll tell you for why. Because we've got a Cardiff City team that came down. They did pretty poorly last season. However, they appear to have got over their financial woes, and that's the critical thing here. You have to think about not how many players have they got in the transfer window. No, and you don't even have to think how good was that squad last season. You have to think, what is the squad? What's happening off field? As the Blue Monday podcast I used to watch always says, it's not about, a lot of it's not about the team on the pitch. It's not even about the fans. It's about what happens off the pitch in the boardroom. A lot of the rumpus that happens in the boardroom, such as at Reading, such as at Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday now, and such as at Hull City. It's that seems to, and poor old Morecambe, of course. It's those that affect the play on the pitch. Now, that said, it didn't affect Reading's, did it, last season? They were in that, are we going to sell, are we not, for about half the season. And actually, the players played better when they were possibly in trouble than they did before. So actually, I think that it's going to be an interesting season for Cardiff City. They've got over their woes. They did have a few problems money-wise. Probably about 2-3 seasons ago, they were letting out the fact that they couldn't make any signings, 1 in, 1 out, and that was it. But they were very, very honest about it, absolutely upfront with the fans. And I absolutely love the fact that the owner of Cardiff said, there is no money. It is 1 in, 1 out. And that was a couple of years, about 3 or 4 years ago, wasn't it? Probably about 3. And I remember Rotherham playing, so it must have been about 3 or 4. And they did really well. They managed to stay above that bottom 3 or 4 each season. And for the next 2 seasons, in fact, all the way until last season. And then, of course, they have that blip last season where they've played a very good game as far as the finances are concerned, but they seem to be now just trying to get a bit of a bounce back. Unfortunately, not many. The last time I looked, there wasn't any transfers from. They're not doing greatly in the transfer window. Just put it that way. I don't want to rub anybody's nose in it. And that is an issue because that side, to me, was very much about the same skill as Rotherham. And if you put Rotherham in the Championship, we would finish probably even worse than what they did. I think in League One, they've probably got the skills to be able to just float that top six. And I'll give you for why, and I've said for why already, the difference between League One and the Championship is growing season on season. For the last 3-4 years, it's just been getting a little bit bigger. With one or two clubs, perhaps. I mean, when Portsmouth went up, for instance, they were pretty good in League One. They looked good all the way through. They didn't really have too much of a bad period. And I think if Cardiff can do that this season, then I think that they will be certainly in that top 4 or 5. But only because the Cardiff City side, as poor as it was up in Championship, is that the Championship is so much greater now. You've got all those mid teams that are going to be at the bottom this season. All those teams in the bottom 6 of the Championship, they're all going to be sides that think, or thought last season at least, that they would be safe, absolutely stone cold safe, because they're mid-table teams, aren't they? They're not going down. Well, we can sort of see how that's gonna, because of the gap between Championship and League One. I can see Cardiff just about being able to keep ahead of the majority of League One teams. We have to then bring into account some of the greater ones, like the Peterborough side. Look, I know people are putting Peterborough down for a quick bottom half because they didn't really kick it off last year. But you've got to remember what Peterborough did. Peterborough got rid of their captain this time last year, and they decided that getting rid of the captain was part and parcel of changing the formation and how they played. So last season, believe it or not, Portsmouth changed their way they played. Now, starting the season with a different formation, a different way of playing is really, really dangerous. It could have gone either way. It didn't go either way. It went straight down the bloody middle, didn't it? They nearly got pulled into the bottom fight for survival, but never really looked like dropping enough points to be in that bottom edge. And in fact, a few times they put a little bit of a 1-2 run in there and managed actually to get back up into that. Another 3 wins, and we could be in the in the top 6. I was just looking. I've just got the teams here. So we've let's see if it'll give it me like that. Yeah, we've just got the teams in. So let's have a look at the team. We start with Cardiff City. So here we go. We're going live now with the teams. We're going for the Cardiff. Yeah, that's an interesting one. They're trying to control the field with Cardiff. 4-5-1 they've gone for. Turn it in goal. Yeah, I can see that. Let's have a look at that back line. Capaccio. We've got Fish, Lawler, and Bagan. So actually that back 4 is actually really good. That's a solid back 4. Can see what they're going to be doing with that. I think I don't know about Will Fish. I'm not a Fish supporter. However, he'll do a good job in that back 4. And I can see that being a tough to try and break through. The reason why I think that's going to be tough to break through, Peterborough supporters, is because they've got a 5 in front of it, and it's a flat 5. It's not the usual staggered 5 from the last year's League One. If you were here listening to my watch-alongs, it was always and it's a staggered midfield. You know, it's not with the Cardiff. Cardiff haven't gone for that. Can't stand cold coffee. 5 across midfield. We've got Ollie Tanner, Ruben Coville, Ryan Wintle, Raheem Conte, and Cian Ashford. I think this is more of a volume than quality. I'm not really excited about any of those that midfield. Youssef Salek up front. Look, they'll find it easier to score in League One. Believe me. I think that the quality in League One is so much lower. They'll be surprised how many more they scored, and I think a lot of people saw certain Rotherham players when we came down from the Championship absolutely floored it, didn't we? And nearly got the worst score on record, but we managed to just stay above it by 1 point and keep the team that's got the worst score. Oh yes, it's us as well. If I think we've got 3 of the 4 worst scores in the Championship. But joking aside, when we went down, just like them, they will find that they score the same people who scored not very many in the Championship because they're at the bottom. Because they're at the top, the enthusiasm, the go-get-em attitude, they'll get more goals. Plus, whether we like it or not, it is a lot lower skill level in League One than the Championship. You tend not to get many people coming down from the Championship to play in League One unless they really want that game time and they want to prove how good they can be against a sort of slightly, a lot poorer opposition. So that's what they've got. They've gone for a 4-5-1. I think that's going to be a pretty hard task to beat. I'm just trying to get the fly out if I can. So that's going to be a hard task to beat, isn't it? Tell me, if there is anybody in here from Cardiff, what do you think of that setup? 4-5-1. I think that may be it's odd being at home. And what did I say about the League One last year? What did I say? We're going to go for Peterborough here. In goal, we have Bilokovic. There's quite a few changes here from what I can see. A couple of similar ones, but not. We seem to be trying to pull a really solid defence this year. They've gone for a 4-2-3-1. Now, what we've got in front of Bilokovic is Harley Mills. We've got a Cabbu. We've got Oscar Wallin, and we've got Carl Johnston. Now, I would say that's pretty much a good match for the 4 in the Cardiff side. However, what this side's done is they've gone for the staggered mid, really, but they've actually pulled what I would call two quite defensively a bit able guys into that 2 in front of the back 4. This can quite easily become a 6-3-1. So but equally it could become a 4-5-1, which is out and out attack. Away from home, this sort of formation is really, really clever. It's one of those where you can just try and get an early goal and quickly pull 6 at the back quite easily. And Harley Mills and Carl Johnson certainly can push forward a little bit on the wings, and they can change the whole style of form of the way they play quickly and quite promptly. Bang. Carl Harley up there, just push a little bit further forward, bring Brandon and Archie back to the defence, and all of a sudden you've still got your 4, but you've got your 2 wing backs as well. So we can do that with this. It's a really good formation. I do like it, and this is what a lot of those teams did in League One last season. In this case, the midfield is made up of 2. Brandon Keeler and Archie Collins. And then it's got in front of it the 3, which is Declan Frith, Donny O'Brien Brady, and Abraham Odo. Now, that is a really good 3. That's certainly a sort of more forward-thinking 3. So, and what we tend to see in League One is that midfield is either a 2 and a 3 or a 3 and a 2. depending usually on whether they're home or away. If you're trying to make it a lot more defensive, then you obviously put you do a different the 2 or the 3 or the 3 or the 2 and have different styles of player in that back the defensive midfield role. But it also allows you to push those 3 forward in this case, and those middle 2, those defensive mid, can actually sort of push forward a little bit, or they can come back. So this is quite a good one. Who have they got up front? Bradley. Oh, crikey. Iron Vein. I know you've heard that one. So I don't know how he's going to do. I haven't a clue. Let's see what this team does, because what I see from the Peterborough side of things is they changed the formation, they changed how they played, they changed the style, they changed everything, and it went really quite pear-shaped at first. Then they seemed to get a little bit of a hold of the season last season, Peterborough, as this new style of play, this new way of formation of playing. As Peterborough fans told me last year, like, we're getting rid of our captain for a reason. We're going to change the style. And you were quite right. You did change the style. Didn't quite work out for Peterborough at first. And I don't think it really worked out at the end. Rotherham Peterborough, everybody was expecting this to be a game of who's going to be in the top 6 and who's going to drop out in the last game. In the end, it was a boring game where there wasn't anything to play for. So it didn't really matter if Rotherham lost or if Peterborough lost. In the end, we won, but it really didn't. No fans really cared. It was just a day out for a pint and a pie and had a bit of football, and that's what we got. So do stay around. We are going to be going through this. It's a different style of watch along this time. We did the watch alongs last year, and I tried as wherever I could. I tried to get some to pay for, because I don't get paid for this, and I don't get paid by YouTube because I haven't got enough subscribers. The hours are doing well, but the subscribers aren't. So I'm not going to get paid for it. Never going to go to 1,000 subscribers. Only on 290 as it is. So we'll forget about that bit. But we paid for a few of the different clubs' live streams. So we actually paid for Barnsley about 3 times, and we paid for 1 or 2 different clubs to see the game, so that I could actually push that commentary to you and tell you what's happening in the game, and that worked quite well. But there are other ways of doing it where we can cover more teams a little bit quicker and get a similar sort of pattern of play a little bit quicker. So what we're going to do this season, instead of choosing a game and actually paying to do it, because I haven't got the money to be paying out watch fees for every game every weekend. I don't like say I don't. I'm not to the point where I get paid by YouTube, so that's not going to happen. But instead, we've got Bet365. I've got Live Score. We're going to be going through those, as well as looking at all the other different apps. We've got seeing what's happening in the different games. In this game, it's going to be a little bit different because obviously there's only one game to look at. So instead of flicking between the different games, which is what we would do for you, we're going to be keeping a hold of this one. We're going to see... we're going to find out what's happening, tell you what's happening, who's on the attack, who's on the defense, and where the ball is and who's got it, hopefully. As long as I can get a little bit of a commentary on from my system, and then we can go from there. Quite often we are able to, if I can find it, I think actually we have got commentary on this one, so we will be able to bring you, when it goes live, commentary. But until then, until it actually starts, we won't be able to do it. But yeah, it does look like we will get commentary, so you'll be able to sit there, listen to the game. You will have professional commentary. Hey, Why not? And we'll start from there. So do stay put if you want a little bit of commentary through. Yeah, if you want to listen to it, turn up your speakers. We will be giving you commentary on the game and it's professional commentary, not mine. And you'll also get the commentary from me as things happen, and we'll try and make sure that you're given time to listen to the professional commentary this time. I do know there was a few people who thought, I wish John had just shut up once or twice, because I tended to try and put my scope on it and what I thought was happening in the game a little bit too much last season. I think one or two of you got a bit pissed off with it. We won't be doing that. I don't intend peeing you off. So we will be giving you a little bit more time to listen to the professional commentary, which of course is in this case already confirmed as Cardiff and Peterborough. It's going to be a good game, so do have a look at it. Do think about joining, liking, subscribing, and if you click that subscribe, do make sure that you click the bell. Make sure it's nice and dark so that you can get a good notification and come and join us. It gets nice, and we don't get many people in. We get about 5, 6, 7 people in usually on the 3 o'clock games. So let's see where we do this year. It's going to be good. I think we're going to get we should be getting a little bit more of a chat going in the box. The Saturday lunchtime ones tend not to be too. We tend to get 1 or 2 people. Hopefully this season we can break that and we start to get to 3 or 4. If we can start getting 3, 4, 5 people, then I'm quite happy to just watch a game of football and watch it along with you and have a chat. So it's 12:15. We start soon, so we'll just go again through the teams if that's what you want, and because they have now been locked in, they have been confirmed. And interesting. I mean, I'd love to know what you think of the teams or the formations that they've gone for. 4-5-1 for Cardiff City. A really good back four. Capaccio, Fish, Lawler, and Began. I like that, but putting a flat mid 5 is not like League One. League One tends to try and make it a little bit more adaptable during the game so that we can pull 2 back, or we can pull 3 back, or push 3 or 2 forward. This is a little bit sticky for me. It's one of those things where, you could pull Ollie Tanner back from midfield on the right side, and on the left side, you could pull back Kieran Ashford. Absolutely, but you probably, I think, be pushing them forward rather than back, which would mean you'd be more going for a 4-3-3. And I think that's probably, because Cardiff are at home, I think that's probably what they're thinking. They're thinking more about, at home we want to be able to attack, but actually putting 4-3-3 on is a risk. Because you're going straight into League One, you don't know what the opposition is going to be playing like, and it's Peterborough who can play really well, but they changed their formation last year. Will they be able to play that formation well this year? Because they didn't during certainly the first 60% of last season. But I think it started to show signs of being able to be playable in the last third of last season. So I think what Cardiff are doing is quite snazzy, really. It's quite it's low risk, if you like. They quite obviously wanted to go 4-3-3 and go on the attack. It is at home. They do need to make a good stamp on this first game. Cardiff City, at first, I looked at that with Turner in goal, back 4, and then a midfield flat of Tanner, Colville, Wintle, Conte, and Ashford. And I'm thinking that's really strange, because what they're trying to do there appears to be basically put as many in that sort of back third, so that you're at least not going to let in any goals. And that would be a sort of panic attack way of doing it. We've got relegated. We don't want to, at least if we don't let in goals, we should be able to score in this league and win, even if it's just by 1-0. But then when you look at it and you look at the players, you can see what they're trying to do here. It does look more like you've got the central three of Cardiff, the Colville, Wintle and Conte, just sitting in there ahead of that back four. So you've got a really tight 4-3, and then you've got two, Tanner and Ashford down the wings. They're not particularly going to be, I think, going straight into the corners, but I think you'll see them just playing ahead of that middle three. Almost like a 4-3-2-1, if you like, but wing-wise, rather than the usual sort of tucked up behind the striker, Salek up front. So it's quite an interesting formation. If you are a Cardiff fan, is that what you see it as? Because obviously I'm just an insane Rotherham fan. You come and tell me what you think, because I actually think that's quite. It looks one way, doesn't it? And if you look at the players, you think this is quite sneaky. This could be one of those teams, or one of those formations that makes Peterborough arrive thinking, oh, they're defensive. They're going defensive. They're just trying to catch people on the break with a 4-5-1. But when you look at it, you can see, hell, they could move from a 4-5-1 to a 4-3-3 bloody quick with this team. And Tanner and Ashford are quite capable of pushing forward. I think that that could just scupper all the plans of Peterborough if they fall for the trick, because it does look like a really good trick by Cardiff. And if it is, if I'm right, Peterborough will have come into this thinking, oh, look at this. We can pull our players and start to attack this backline, try and break through it early, and then just hold off. Because if you look at the Peterborough side, the Peterborough side is equally adaptable, but it's purposefully adaptable. You can see it's adaptable, and you can see how it's adaptable. We've got the Bilapitch in the back, and then we've got a back four. So they both got back fours. Mills, Akabu, Wallin, and Johnston. Yeah, not too bad, not too poor either. But then you've got the 2 and the 3 in front of that. The 2 of Keeler and Collins. I think there, once again, you've got the ability, the height to be able to pull those back and make a 6 back if you want to. But also they're not averse to going forward, these two. Certainly not into midfield, and I think that I think Archie Collins certainly can be. He can be in that. I've seen him several times go straight to the far corner, so he really can go belting down the side. I know he can, because he did it. He's been doing it for several games that I've been watching. So Archie Collins will be able to do that, absolutely, and that would make more of a 4. The front part of the midfield, which is a 3, so it's a 4-2-3-1. That 3 in midfield of Frith, O'Brien, Brady, and Odo, very strong. I'm not quite sure about the balance in this team. I think they're stronger. I mean, you've got Archie Collins behind Odo. I mean, wow. And Carl Johnson and Oscar Wallin behind them. That right-hand side looks bloody strong. I'm not too fussed with the left-hand side. I think this side is a little bit unbalanced. In a way, that might play to their advantage. A lot of their skills in one area, bang, straight down like a knife through butter. But on the other hand, it could be quite poor, because it means that if anybody's going to attack them, they're going to attack them on Peterborough's left. They'll not want to go down the right-hand side. Cardiff the other way around. Yeah, they'll not want to go down their own left, Peterborough's right, because they're going to come up against Odo, Collins, Johnston, Wallin, And I can't imagine what they're going to be thinking trying to get through those lot. I think that this Peterborough side is a little bit one-sided. I don't know how it will play out. Let's see how it plays out in the game, because it's going to be one to watch. I think it's going to be a really good game. Let's just leave it with you. We're going to be coming back. We're going to have a little bit of a break. We're going to come back in 10 minutes time, and we'll continue. So do stay around. There's nobody in anyway, I don't think. But yeah, if you've got any thoughts, and if anybody is in that I can't see, do give me a quick chat. Give me your thoughts on the game. Who do you think's going to win? What do you think the score's going to be? If I wanted to, I mean, the odds are 8-13 on for Cardiff, 15-4 against for Peterborough. It's even 31-10 against a draw. So yeah, it's like 3-1 against a draw, almost 2-1 on for Cardiff, and almost 4-1 against for Peterborough. This is going to be a difficult game. If you follow the odds, it's going to be a difficult game for Peterborough. Will it be a difficult game? I think Peterborough are going to show the same sort of defensive attitude that Wimbledon showed last night. Wimbledon showed a really good defensive attitude last night, and they nearly got that 0-0 draw, didn't they? Nearly to the last sort of 70-odd minutes. I can see this going the same way. I can really see this going the same way. Okay, you haven't got the skill of Luton Town on the pitch, but you've got Cardiff, who are equally as ahead of the League One as Luton were or are. And you've got Peterborough instead of Wimbledon, but Wimbledon, they got their tails are apart. They were playing really well. And why not? They got promoted. Why shouldn't they feel excited? Why shouldn't they have the roar of the crowd? They did. They did play well. Nearly did that. Peterborough, on the other hand, are seasoned League One players, aren't they? Seasoned League One fans. And they know what they want. They know what to expect. I can see Peterborough playing a little bit better than last year. I think they're going to make it difficult for Cardiff. I think if Cardiff have indeed tried a little bit of a mental trick here with that 5 across midfield, I think they have. I'd love to hear what you think. Then I think Cardiff may have the edge tactically, especially if they start putting making that 5 into a sort of 3 with two wingers going up the side. I think that could be quite interesting. I'd love to. I wish there was some Cardiff fans on telling me what they thought that mid 5 was going to play like, because I'm going to be watching that mid 5 and thinking, how are they going to play? Are they playing defensive? Are they pushing the two at the side up front, or are they pulling them back and making it wing backs? I'd love to know from Cardiff fans. It really will be interesting. I think for me that Cardiff just about have the edge. Peterborough can score. They have still got scorers in there, although they obviously sold probably too many of them during the off season. I think Cardiff, to me, still has that ability to score, whereas Peterborough, they need to re-find one or two that can put the ball in the net now. It's okay selling assets, but you've got to be able to get them in to be replaced, or at least be replaced by someone who can take the baton over the next 2 or 3 months. And it really can't be any more than that. Peterborough fans want more. And they deserve more if you look at how well they've played over the past few years. A couple of sticky wickets, not quite playing well enough in the playoffs, and you can see why they might feel a little bit aggrieved. So we've got 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to just go and get another drink. Perhaps put the power on to make sure we don't lose power halfway, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. It is. Right, so what we'll do, we'll have one, I think. Radio, here we go. Right, who's in? Who do you support? What do you think the team sheet looks like in your eyes? Because that's quite an interesting makeup for me. That's going to be quite an interesting. It's going to be an interesting game. 4-5. I think the most interesting setup for me is the Cardiff one. If anybody's got an idea on what they think for the Cardiff game, Cardiff sheet, pull it back again if it bothers to move for me. So yeah, we have got Turner in goal. We've got Capaccio, Fish, Lawler, and Bagan at the back. You know, good solid defence. We've got the 5, which I keep talking about, and I really do think this is going to be the critical bit of the Cardiff team. The 5 across midfield with we can now put him on. 29, Cardiff City. So please do stay as we. Brothers are in the middle, Joel and Ruben, joined by Ryan Pinto, and forward three of Ollie Tanner, pull that on. Ashford. So we'll pull that on there. So that's we've got the commentary. Hopefully you can hear that. Who went up last year in Bradford City in League 2 signed from Birmingham. Makes his debut in the middle of the field. He's partnered by Archie Collins. In Cambodia and Declan Fripp are wingers. Donny O'Brien Brady, partnered Bradley Iovia. Shot close the game on kick-off. Join us 12:30 p.m. sharp for all the coverage of your independent off-tube studio commentary of League 1 kick-off clash. It's Cardiff City against Peterborough United.
Darren Ferguson's Peterborough United side take the trip to Wales this afternoon, as it is Cardiff against Peterborough in the early game in League 2 this afternoon. Cardiff relegated last rock bottom of the Championship last season, played in the third tier of English football, first time in over 20 years, the 2003-2004 season. So we're looking to jump back into the second tier of English football.
Will they jump back at the first attempt? It's going to be tough for me, I think, because what we've got with the Cardiff side is they've got the likes of Luton, who still have the parachute payment. They must be one of the top two. They must be. Then you've got Huddersfield, who've been spending so well, and they've been getting some cracking, really good top.
And we'll leave that one right there as we are on the way to the second game of the EF.
I don't want casino. Go away.
Off Tube Studio commentary of this League 1 early afternoon clash. Of course, next weekend the full EFL will be underway, but this weekend we just get a little bit of a taste of League 1 and League 2. And Cardiff, they get the first taste of the third division of English football for the first time in 20 years.
Bill like a pitch in the back for Peterborough. We have Mills, Akabu, Wallin, and Johnston at the back. We have Keeler and Archie Collins in front of them. Then in the very front of midfield, we have Frith, O'Brien, Brady, and Ado. Some very good midfield, especially at the front end of that. The attacking midfield part of this side, I really like. And we got Iranian up front. Now, they have some good people there who can score. They've lost their main striker, I think, and will they regret that? Possibly not. All this team can indeed score.
Management in first team coaching. He'll be wanting to make an impression himself. What do you think of the game this afternoon? Can Peterborough come and possibly be party poopers this afternoon?
Oh, I think they absolutely can. You know, under Darren Ferguson for about the 700th year in succession.
So Colville, and we're going on. It's a game of Odo for Peterborough. Peterborough now going down the left-hand side. They're in the back end. Defense. Oh, tries pushing it forward, but Lawler stops that one. Passes it forward to Fish. Fish now in the central circle. Fish sort of trying to work out a way past this midfield here, which, like I say, Peterborough's midfield is quite good. Bagan now, what can he? Across it, he bypasses the midfield, goes to Tanner in the far left-hand, right-hand corner. Tanner now in that far right. Why is he in the far? And it's on. It goes in. Oh, nearly. Cardiff nearly getting straight ahead in 2 minutes there. 2 minutes, and Cardiff have a really good chance. And is that a corner, I think? Cardiff are on the front foot. Cardiff are playing, pushing it. They've actually bypassed the entire midfield of Peterborough, and didn't it work? But the interesting thing here is that another good shot, and with but Bielakopich runs out to clear it. I'm actually looking at a little bit bemused here because I've got Tanner on the right hand side. Right. It is on the right hand side. Yeah. So Tanner on the right hand side there, down that right wing, has been already proven to be quite dangerous. And Tanner again gets the ball. Tanner's playing a really good game here for Cardiff City, but his cross there was a little bit poor. Johnston grabs it for Peterborough, but tries crossing in, only for it to be kicked straight out by Fish, and it goes out for a throw-in on the right-hand side for Peterborough, in line with the penalty area, penalty spot. So pulls it, he does it short to O'Brien. Abengbu now has it, pulls it back to Wally. Peterborough just trying to keep a hold on this one.
Be a little bit clever. No. Just don't. There's nobody covering him behind him, because you say it opened up massive amounts of space for Johnston to run into. And,
so Peterborough now just keeping it nice and safe.
But it was a very, uncomfortable scenario to find.
Bilakovic seems to be coming out of his box a little bit too much for me. Wintle now nicks the ball. You see, and this is the problem. If you come out that far, Wintle could have actually tried lobbing him. Didn't bother because it packed back to Fish. Tries connecting with Tanner, fails to grab him, and it goes out for a throw-in for Peterborough on their left side, close to the back flag. So at the minute, it's very, very much Cardiff's game to lose. Poor throw in.
It's thrown me a bit, that, to be honest with you.
Lola.
Full suit first.
Bagan.
Positively overdressed is Darren.
Colville. Oh, a Bangbu. Nicks that one. Gives it short to Keeler. Keeler now. Can he go across the halfway line? Yes, he can. What's he going to do with it is the question.
Actually, it doesn't like an old Chelsea badge, if I'm honest, but
that free kick, I nearly said penalty there. Free kick for Keeler, I think. Short to Brian Brady, kicks it sideways. Poor pass, poor cross, and Cardiff get it. Short throw in back to Capaccio. Back to Lawler. Both of these teams now starting to just assess each other now. That first off, they both had a couple of really good sharp attacks, really running down the wings. Did seem to be like they were going to perhaps even break through Cardiff. As Frith now has it for Peterborough on the right-hand side. Back to Johnston. Megan, Colville, Lawler. Yeah, so back in the hands of Cardiff City. Tanner again. Oh, just couldn't pass it through, but it gets pulled back, and Tanner eventually gets it again. Runs into the box, pulls it back, goes 1-2 passes to Fish, back to Bagan. Ado, yeah, absolutely firm tackle, straight in there, comes out with the ball, tries passing it forward, but nobody's there at the end of it, and Fish will clear for Cardiff. Back up to Colville on the right-hand side now for Cardiff. Colville seems to have drifted further to the right-hand side, allowing Tanner to push forward. And what did I say? What did I say before this? I told you, didn't I? That back five is not a back five. It's a 3-2. Tanner has moved forward. I've not seen Ashford. On the other side, Lawler now.
Even out of possession at the moment, they're keeping a high 2 and then bringing forward players really quickly. Don't we know about, obviously, down this left-hand side.
Really are bringing high 2, yeah. But the strange thing is Tanner's the one that's forward. Tanner again, right by the right next to the box, pulls it back to Lawler, who's just over halfway line. Fish again, just over halfway line. Wintle as well, just over halfway. Everybody seems to be up there. We seem to go like a midfield 7 at the minute. Literally a midfield 7 with Tanner and Ashford just pushing forward. And it comes Salek. Oh, it's a shot off target. It will be a goal kick to Peterborough. The first shot of the game.
Leaning back, not the best hit. It's always slicing off his boot. That were a better ball into the box as well. You can see on the right-hand side, the fullback.
The quality of the crossing is a lot better from Cardiff than it is in any League One side, apart from, of course, Plymouth and Luton Town. So, yeah, they're doing well. When the minute goes back, Peter will try lobbing it forward. Both of them trying to miss the midfield out. It's not working for Peter because Cardiff, like I said, they haven't got a flat mid 5. They pulled Tanner and Ashford forward, and they're running a little bit higher. Tanner's more forward than Ashford. Ashford's playing quite high forward, but not that high that he's going into the corner. Tanner is going straight into the corner.
side.
Oh, it's a loss there by Cardiff. Goes out for a Peterborough throw. Might be able to. Oh, he's pushed it past up, threw it backwards. He could have got it into the box there. It goes to the other side with Johnston, a Bagbew. Johnson, a Bagbew.
Teams might start to pick up on that very
like a bitch.
Because
and now we've got Wallin for Peterborough into Collins. Collins trying to get through that middle, through that centre circle, but Fish tackles him, gets the ball, passes it back to Bagan, and Bagan now for Cardiff City. Cardiff are on the attack. They really are the top team at the minute. I said in the prior that we would probably see this Tanner straight down that bloody wing again, and Mills tackles him. They brought Mills over to try and curtail Tanner's running down that wing. And I said before, the official sheet is Tanner, Colville, Wintle, Conte, and Ashford across the middle. And I said that's not going to stay like that. We're going to get Tanner and Ashford pushing forward. We have got Tanner pushing forward a lot, straight into that far corner. Oh, crossed by Cardiff, but it's caught by the Peterborough goalkeeper. I'd say Ashford is less doing it. I thought Ashford might follow him on the other wing. However, the left wing seems to be more Ryan Conte, actually. Like, odd thing is, we've got it seems to be the number 10 that's pushing forward down the left wing rather than Ashford, who's the out now left wing there on the sheet anyway. So it's looking interesting.
Even if they've peppered Peterborough, for example, there might just be a few murmurs around the Cardiff City Stadium of a little bit of frustration.
So we're starting. We've been started with Cardiff quite strong on the front foot. Within 2 minutes, they were straight down with Tanner down that right wing, straight into the corner, pulling it back, crossing it in, and it was just by luck of fortune that they didn't score in the first 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 attacks there in the first 3 minutes as Peterborough now getting through to order. Is crossing. Oh, Turner there managing to get to that one, and Peterborough almost having their first shot on target. However,
for a second there, bubbled off the head of Lawler. Looked like he might have deflected over. Turner goal, but in the end,
Fish for Cardiff up the left-hand side wing now with Wintle. What can they do up the left wing? They probably go up the right wing. They've been doing it up the right wing every time so far. 12 minutes. Every single attack every attack bar one for Cardiff City has been up the the right-hand side through Tanner. I must admit, it is strange because we
want the worst ball in the world from Ollie Tanner.
Oh, not a great ball in there by Tanner, and Tanner's doing all the crossing. So we're Cardiff City crossing there, and it's just Tanner's either got a really good foot and a really good cross, or it's sort of quite average. In that one, it was sort of quite average. The one before was a cracking cross and nearly went in. It ended with a shot, the first shot on goal, but unfortunately Salek leant back and it went sky high. So first shot for Cardiff City, skied by Salek as it comes in again for Colville, but it's
the area looking for the skipper Colwell. Good ball into him, gets it all caught up in his feet, goes for the strike straight away, but almost takes it too much into his body and almost hits his right heel and goes wide of goal. That's the best piece of play, but as you said, because of the
stretched for the ball there, Colville, not quite getting to it. It immediately knows it's coming across and he goes for it, but just doesn't get it. Peterborough now have a throw-in their own half, right back by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Shall we give you some stats? Let's give you some stats. At the minute, we had 20 attacks for Cardiff City, 8 attacks for Peterborough United. 9 attacks by Cardiff have gone straight into the box. So of 20 attacks, 9 of them have gone into the box.
as you say.
And 2 of those have been shots at target, not on target. Both of one was wide, one was high. Peterborough United 8 attacks, 3 into the box though, so that's a really good percentage into the box. But they're not going to get anywhere with 3 in the box against 9 for Cardiff. Yeah, they could possibly nick this one by surprise, couldn't they? 68% possession to Cardiff, 32 to Peterborough. Peterborough, I think, will be feeling a little bit aggrieved here.
Trying to clear the ball away.
Cardiff were lucky not to get a yellow card there. They're outside the box for Peterborough. Free kick.
On the striker, it is a free kick, but nothing more.
Yeah, it just looks he misjudges the bounce and the flight of the ball more than anything, and it's good pressing down by the Peterborough forward. It does mean they do have a set piece opportunity.
Set piece meters away from the box. Let's see what happens here from Peterborough's point of view.
Almost out swinging delivery. A few players in an offside position for Peterborough.
They have got some height, and they've gone short. Harvey Mills. Cross, bad cross.
Just over the head. Peterborough bodies out for a throw in at the other side.
Out for a throw in the other side, yeah. So we've got throw in to Cardiff. That was a waste of a free kick there for Peterborough. And they've got the height. They can do it. Peterborough United go back to defend now as Colville takes the ball for Cardiff City, and he's on the left wing.
I think Cardiff got away with one there, but anyway, it's their own half of the field, but it's gone all the way back to Matt Turner anyway. But yeah, I mean, you look at it, both sides trying to press quite high in terms of the initial engagement with the opposition, so there are gaps.
Colville now back into the middle. He's doing a lot of running, Colville.
The free kick again. Mills' free kick, as you said, a little overhit. He was looking, trying to get away from those.
He seems to be taking it from left and right side
out wide
and push it. He's actually ran it into the right wing, which is right in front by Tanner. So you've got Colville and Tanner now in the right on the right hand corner for Cardiff, just giving a couple of 1-2s in the corner.
Mills there sells the ball into Colwell quite clearly. It is almost the winger's going to stay wide in Tanner and Ashford, as you've already said, Steve. And the central midfielders are almost going to be attacking midfielders.
To Tanner.
Both Colwell brothers, one's on the right, one's
Tanner
on the left.
gives it back to Began, and Began now runs into the middle to midfield, gives it to Fish. Back to Began. It's like 1-2 as Began tried running to the left-hand corner, and he did it with another couple of 1-2s, and Collins manages to nick it from them. Pull it back. Bad. Mills took them. Tanner got that right outside the box, and if he'd have hit it first time, that would have been dangerous. But Peterborough nick it at the very last minute and managed to justify not letting him shoot there. Cardiff get a throw in their own half.
I saw him a little bit last season. I was quite impressed with him down the right hand side.
Wintle
can really flourish. You're just seeing areas of how he can be a little bit consistent. Good first touch at the ball.
At the minute, it's all Cardiff. We were lucky as Fish goes down the left hand side with Began. It's 69% possession to Cardiff. They're stretching it even more now. 31% to Peterborough. 2 shots so far, 1 wide, 1 high for Cardiff. Dangerous attacks in the final third. 8-13 for Cardiff, 4 for Peterborough.
Trying to find those spaces in behind. Now they've gone a little bit left.
As Cardiff have a throw in right by the left-hand flag now. They've got a dangerous throw in here. What will they do? Do we think they're going to go long? Do we think they're going to short? They go long but lose it, and then Peterborough push it back to the goalkeeper. I think that might not be the best play to do with a side like Cardiff City on the other side, but it worked. And Cardiff now start with Collins. Peterborough start with Collins, Akagbu,
Quite frankly, I
Frith
expected Cardiff to be a bit
grabs it,
under new
but
management, wanting to put on a good performance.
Wintle nicks it from him on the left wing. Push it. Oh, nice interception there from Peterborough, passing it back to goalkeeper Mills. Mills playing really well in the Peterborough side, sort of making sure that nothing comes through that back end. He seems to have come across a little bit into this more like a midfield central defender's role. Long and going nowhere, that shot by Cardiff.
Outside the area, doesn't get the curve he wants. Against the power, never gets that spin and curve on the ball. But once again, credit to Cardiff that put Peterborough in a difficult position, that won the ball out the field.
Peterborough pushing Cardiff out to make. They're trying to make them do the shots like that one. They're trying to make Cardiff take a punt on it, trying to take a shot from absolutely nowhere. See if it works. See if it pushes that. They can push their buttons. At the minute, it's working. Colville and Tanner again in that right-hand corner. Can they get? Oh, it's Salek is trying to be near them to take it off them, and he does. He manages to get it. Colville to Salek. Salek tries to do something to get past, but he just can't get past Wally, and Wally nicks it from him. And passes it all the way to the right hand side. Oh, dear me, Akagbu loses it to Wintle. And back to Colville. And Akagbu is a little bit of a rolling stone for me. He seems to be losing it rather too many times. I think the commentator's right there. He's been put under pressure on that far side, and if anybody's going to make a mistake at the minute, it's going to be the Akagbu. He's actually central midfield, but he's playing more like a sort of right. Yeah, more like a right back at the minute. Began. Johnson nicks it off Began. Johnson walking it back, Began's trying to get it back. You have Anion, Collins, Mills, solid midfield here for Peter. Doe, back to Mills. Walling. Tanner nicks it from him. He's going to go straight forward, isn't he? He does, in fact. He's running all the way down the right-hand side. He passes it to Colville. Colville back to Tanner. Tanner back to Colville. It comes in. Ashford, shot. And it bounces off. It comes off a defender. Back out again. Wintle back to Capaccio back to Tanner, and Cardiff are on the attack, pushing. Capaccio back in. Capaccio's not losing it. Goes into the back. Goes into the far post. Pulls it back. Gets Peter and nick it for a second. It loses it. Bobbles to a Cardiff fan, the player who's facing the wrong way round.
Into the middle, strike at goal is cleared away.
Oh boy, and that was a close one. Frantically clearing it away. Peterborough got the ball in their own box and lost it through sheer panic. Bilakapic, what can he do? Try and slow this game down, I would think, because at the minute it's not looking too good. At the minute, it's all Cardiff City. Again, Cardiff get it at just the Peterborough side of the halfway line. Throw in on the right hand side. Pulls it back to Capaccio into Lawler.
Yeah, but the strange thing is,
Fish again on the left hand side. Colville's on the opposite bloody side this time. He loses it to Ado. Colville Ado would be, that is to me. If they put them both together, what a fight that would be. Back to Lawler for Cardiff. Tries giving it to Tanner, but Mills comes in and grabs it, and then gets taken out by Cardiff, and Cardiff get a yellow card.
From a Cardiff point of view, we're going to see our first booking here. Yvonne has gone down for Peterborough. He's got the yellow card. Lawler, rather, I should say. Second challenge on the Peterborough striker, and I think that one, straight through the player, never got any of the ball, and a pretty easy decision and yellow card. Referee, that's a poor challenge from Lawler.
Anybody in this? There's nobody in 6 minutes' time. I'm turning it off.
Ball or not?
Tough shit, innit?
The central defender, but we are just over.
Gives me time to have a coffee, a drink, get a can, pie, beer in a pie. Oh, Colville! Oh, runs into the box. Oh, in that corner for Cardiff.
Goal because the game has nipped along at a nice pace so far in the first 25 minutes, but we're struggling for chances in the early stages. We say not dissimilar to last night's game, although that one was certainly not a classic. It's got to be said. This one at least has got a little bit more.
Straight back out for Collins for Peterborough.
A couple of sides who look a little bit more dangerous around the penalty area, as we know.
Peterborough now.
Have lost a lot of
they need to slow this down because Cardiff are far too much quicker than they are.
We've already mentioned as well.
They're using those two wide midfielders as really forward-hanging wingers.
See why there's a little bit of a potential hole here.
Cardiff kick it out.
At the moment, they're giving as good as they got against Cardiff.
Peterborough throw in on the halfway line on the left-hand side.
Play for a throw in halfway line, left-hand side.
4 minutes for anybody to join. 4 minutes for anybody to say hi. I'm here. Otherwise, we're going to turn it off. Bilakapic for Peterborough.
Everybody's in black or very dark blue this afternoon. On the sidelines.
He kicks it out. What a poor kick. Tries getting over Brian Brady. Misses, gives it to Colville. Brian Brady tries nicking it back, but he just can't do it, and it goes back to Lawler for Cardiff.
Peterborough just not able to get a foothold from an attacking point of view.
Lawler
happy enough
unable to get an attacking hold. They haven't got any hold in this game. Lawler to Salek. Salek now will lose it to Mills. Bad pass by Salek. Mills takes on the midfielder, just loses it. Capaccio nicks it from him. Whittle, Lawler.
Good challenge, good defensive play. Capaccio getting across, making that challenge really well because the door was away potentially down that left-hand side.
Oh, cross it in, but Bilakapic managed to get that one.
Defensively, Bagan plays a long one over the top, drifting over there. Difficult one for the defender Johnston to deal with. Gets it back to Bilakapic. Now wide again to Johnson.
Keeler
heading up
for Peterborough.
He's usually pretty comfortable with his feet.
3 minutes for anybody to say hi. If anyone says hi in the next 3 minutes, we'll stay. Collins.
Be a little careful here. It's the Peterborough man who keeps
Mills.
Drops it back in again.
They're just trying to slow it down in midfield. It's a good play by Peterborough for once. Back to Collins. Collins. Keeler. This actually not a bad play at the minute. Oh, and they lose it to Colville. It was on the wrong bloody side. Hang on. Why have we swapped Colville over? We've swapped. Actually, Colville's gone back to where he should have been in the first place, the opposite side to Tanner. We were having Colville behind, next to Tanner. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got Joel Colville and Ruben Colville, haven't we? Especially down the right-hand side. I know they've had a little bit of luck. That's changed. What was it before? That wasn't what we read out, wasn't it? So we've got Ruben Colville and Joel Colville in the midfield for Cardiff. So they've reset it. They've reset the sheet here. They reset it because it was 4-5-1. They've actually pulled it to a 4. Wintle in the middle, and then a 4. So it's a 4-1-4-1 at the minute now for Cardiff City. Slightly changed the formation as Cardiff City go down the middle. He's cleared out a nice through ball though. Again by Tanner. Back to Capaccio down. Tanner again is doing such a great job down that right side for Cardiff City. Back into Fish. Fish now runs it back to the middle. Cross to Lawler on the left-hand side. Lawler to Colville. What can Colville do? He can miss the ball completely and let it out for a Peterborough throw in. So it's Peterborough with the ball. 29 minutes and 15 seconds, and we've got it's what a throw back. He nearly lost it there, but Johnston manages to save the blushers. Akabu, Ivanian runs it forward. He's actually running at the defence, and actually he's doing a good job of running at them, but Capaccio takes the ball and just leaves a little bit too much of a ball showing, and Capaccio does a really good job there of attack. It's great, good defensive. I like Capaccio as a defender, really good. As the left wing there pushes it forward for Cardiff into the goalkeeper's feet, and he gives it out to Collins and Keeler for Peterborough. Peterborough now coming down the middle with Collins trying to get into that midfield. Capaccio, far left, but Capaccio kicks it straight back in, and Mills kicks it straight back out. And Capaccio, no, he's not going to do it a second time. He gives it to Lawler this time. So Lawler, Capaccio across to Fish on the opposite side, who can't control it, and it goes to Frith for Peterborough United.
Quite good to say on top, but looking a little more comfortable than the strikers at the moment. There's a mistake here, though, and a chance for a break for Peterborough. They've not got too many players forward. They finally get 4 downfield, but Cardiff have got numbers back. Challenge comes in. Even is brought down inside the box. Challenge inside the area.
It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
He's going to point to the spot. He's giving himself lots of thinking time here, and he does finally
He's pointed to the spot. It's a penalty for Peterborough United. They burst into the box.
Processing what he'd seen as to whether or not that foul was enough, and it certainly was in the end. Frith is
penalty to Peterborough.
Challenge, and Peterborough will have the chance from the spot.
Yeah, this is where the momentum will completely swing. As I say, I'm saying the Cardiff
Peterborough with very few chances. In fact, have they had any chances at all? No, 5 chances off target for Cardiff City, 0 chances for Peterborough, and we are looking at a penalty. Here's the penalty for Peterborough United.
Between Frith and Fish, the more I watch it, he gets the ball first as Frith. It's very close. I mean, it's more that, to me, I think that Frith goes into Fish, who's just standing his ground, and goes down fairly. He's not diving or anything.
No.
But watching it back,
we're about to take the penalty. Let's see what it's going to be.
Foul by Lawler on the edge of the box. Goes down. He will take the penalty as to step up on this occasion. That could have been another yellow card for Lawler as easily as anything for the foul.
Would have been a second yellow. That second yellow and off in the first half would have been disastrous, wouldn't it?
Yes, interesting one. Tight call for Ben Speedy. He took his time, processed what he'd seen, pointed to the spot, and then Vane has the chance to put Peterborough in front.
That is a goal! It's Cardiff City 0, Peterborough 1. Peterborough go into the lead.
It's left-footed and rolls it right into the corner.
Peterborough there, straight in the lead. It's now Cardiff 0, Peterborough 1. It's that swung the game. It's looking like more even now. So in fact, the odds are actually saying it's going to be even as well. So
and I say against run of play because Cardiff have had possession of a shot, but as you said earlier, they haven't tested the goalkeeper.
Are they retaking it?
But they haven't. Peterborough have had their chance. Give or take that it might be a quote-unquote soft, harsh penalty. I would say that, but regardless, that's what they've been given. And Cardiff will sit and look and go, we've had half an hour, we've given Peterborough the opportunity.
There's something happening here at Cardiff.
Maybe that's one at the bottom of the corner, 1-0, you stride on there. It was a Cardiff mistake that gave the ball away. It was a Cardiff mistake on the edge of the area. If anything, Peterborough have just gone, right, we're going to let you make mistakes. As we're just watching it back, the more I watch it, the more I think, yes, Frith gets a touch, but I think he just he's going down and he hits.
It has been allowed. It has been allowed. It's back to Salek Began for Cardiff. Cardiff 0, Peterborough 1. How do we think about that one? Cardiff fans are going to be a little bit dismayed. 5 shots at target for Cardiff, 0 for Peterborough, and yet Peterborough are 1-0 up away at Cardiff.
On-field official on that occasion, Ben Speedy doesn't have that advantage. He only sees it at full speed. If you'll excuse the unfortunate pun there. And he
Johnston now
pushing
forward. Oh, offside by Peterborough. Now they've got the tails up, haven't they? Peterborough got their tails up. They are doing well. They're actually pushing forward. As Cardiff will welly it forward, but the goalkeeper for Peterborough grabs it, gives it out to Johnston eventually, pushes it forward. But Fish, now there's a lot more long balls for Peterborough. Suddenly, they're pushing them forward.
Oh my word, Matt Turner is lucky. Tries to clear it away, and he smashes it straight into the back of Will Fish, who was running back with O'Brien Brady. Unfortunately for the keeper, it drops back to him almost to be able to clear. Could easily have spun past him. Cardiff getting away with one a little bit there, though.
Cardiff are really having to push back here because Peterborough are pushing it forward, and I mean wellying it straight into the box. Cardiff are making mistakes already. They've already made one. Lawler nearly getting his second yellow there.
There's a gap potentially over on that left-hand side for Cardiff. He's headed away though by Johnston. Out of play for a throw-in. 10 minutes to go then to the break. Cardiff 0, Peterborough 1. And in with the goal from the penalty spot. Just a few moments to go.
Hang on.
Cardiff dominating possession. That's exactly what we said.
Cardiff nearly scoring there, and it comes back to Fish, and Cardiff nearly getting straight back into the game.
If we get the equaliser, to play devil's advocate, we're going 1.
It's 5 shots to Cardiff City, 1 to Peterborough, and it's 1-0 Peterborough. So, what do you say about that? Apart from the fact that it comes across, long shot by Tanner, and it's on target, and it's pushed out by Bill Akapich, and that was a really good shot there by Tanner.
On this occasion, comes inside, tries a shot from about 30 yards out, easily dealt with by Filikapic, just wanders across and scoops the ball up.
Another mistake on the edge of the box by Cardiff, and Lawler tries getting his foot in, but Udo nicks it, gives it to Keeler, back to Walling. Let's slow this down, I think, Peterborough. And 5 shots to Cardiff, 1 to Peterborough, and it's Cardiff 0, Peterborough 1, and it's one of those games where you just look at it and you think, wow, this is not going the way of that Cardiff expected. Cardiff were on top until the mistake there by Lawler. Lawler nearly getting a second yellow, and lucky not to be quite honest.
Peterborough man. Pretty obvious.
Johnston there for Peterborough.
For the Cardiff fans on that far side who were looking through their blue-tinted glasses. There's clearly a whack in the back and clearly a free kick.
Free kick to Johnston.
At all. They might go into the penalty, but that one was one of the most obvious fouls you'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if that's just...
So Peterborough now have a pretty dangerous free kick on the right-hand side. Let's see what Peterborough can do from this free kick on the right. Peterborough kicking it in. That was a Lawler. Just he did get the ball, but he got the man straight after, and he got the ball and the man, and it ends up with being a penalty for Peterborough. I did think that when the penalty went in the back of the net, it did look like the referee was going to ask for it to be retook, but he didn't. And there was a point there where I thought he's actually thinking of pulling it back. And Peter had a swing at the ball, and it goes bobbling away for a goal kick to Cardiff.
No danger at all for the Cardiff City keeper on that occasion, who hasn't had a save to make other than the penalty so far in this game. A couple of balls into the area, but that's really been it.
Short to his defenders. Turner is right. Turner is right back against his line there. A couple of 1-2s. A bit dangerous doing 1-2s that far, that close to the back, and Turner pushes it down the left-hand side, but Johnston gets it for Peterborough. Peterborough are actually feeling they look quite a lot better now. That goal has certainly given them a bit of energy. Tanner and Colville working together down that right-hand side again. Colville keeps getting pulled back to the opposite side, just on the left-hand side there. but then he keeps wandering back past Joel Colville, I think it is, that's coming across. They seem, yeah, it is. Joel Colville is coming across to the over Rubin, and then going across to the left-hand side. To the left-hand side.
Okabue was a little too far back on that occasion, but
and Colville let into the corner, trying to pull it back there, but doesn't quite. Trying to get past the defenders, but no, the defender kicks it out. Can't get past him. Cardiff throw it in short next to the corner flag. It goes to Peterborough's Ado. Manages to get his foot to that one. Ado now gives it a bit of a 1-2. Tries to get it back to the defence, but he gives it to the defence, all right, and then they lose it to Wintle and Fish now, and Cardiff gifts it to Cardiff right outside the penalty area. And that was dangerous play there by Peterborough. Tanner down on the left-hand side. Lawler back to the right-hand side with Fish. Colville, the other Colville now, Rubin on the left-hand side. Bilakapic, he rolls it to Bilakapic.
Referee in a good position, waves away any protestations.
I think he was trying to get it past Bilakapic, but he was too close to him.
With 5 minutes to go to the break, Peterborough leading by 1-0. You wouldn't quite say from an attacking point of view they're deserving their lead, but they're certainly not deserving to be behind Peterborough. So it's a bit swings and roundabouts, isn't it, for them?
Yeah, 100%.
So it's Cardiff 0, Peterborough 1, and if you're watching, give me your predictions at the minute, because it doesn't look like it's going to stay 0-1, does it? It doesn't. Salek on the left-hand wing there. Why is he over there? Crosses it, but Mills grabs it for Peterborough. Peterborough now trying to run it into the midfield with Mills, but he loses it and gets crossed straight in far corner to Tanner. Tanner back to Capaccio. Capaccio now back to Lawler. Lawler gives it to Capaccio. We have a 1-2 between those three players on the right wing there for Cardiff. Cardiff now trying to get that ball back into the box, and he doesn't. It's a Salek sword directly in the middle of the box, and he gets it
towards the far post. Salek with a header, good save as well from Bilakapic. Gets up, first danger for the Peterborough keeper. He's equal to it, pushes it over and behind for a corner. What a ball!
That was an extremely good ball, straight to his head, and he's on the penalty. He's on the penalty spot, and Salek just heads it straight at a gap in the net, and Salek manages to keep that one out, bounce it out for a corner to Cardiff. Cardiff is certainly not sitting back here. They're attacking all the way. We're certainly seeing Tanner's not giving in, and Joel Colville's not giving in on that right side. They're certainly pushing down quite sternly down there. We'll see what happens here. It comes in, and Colville has a shot. Ruben Colville has a shot.
Towards the near post, he's flicked on, but right across the face of the goal. It was
Ruben Colville. Which Colville it was? Ruben Colville this time misses it.
I think he's just trying. Obviously, he wants to on target.
Gives it to blimey, Keeler! What are you doing? Kicks it to the right wing for them, but they lose it, and then Ado manages to get it back, pass it to Mills for Peterborough. It's 43 minutes. We'll get to half time, and if nobody's in, we'll call it a day. Mills now for Cardiff, for Peterborough. Changed his shirt at half time, I think. Mills changes his shirt. Mills is on for
made the most of it, with Cardiff inches away twice from getting themselves back on level
free kick
terms.
to Peterborough
as well is the challenge from Lawler outside the penalty area. Yeah, I think that's what's being brought up by our TV colleagues, similar to what we said, is that was absolutely potentially a booking and a sending off that Cardiff dodged. Yes, all right, I know it led to a penalty, and therefore there was no particular advantage, but it could have been a penalty and down to 10 men as well. We're going to see a different angle here of the ball. It doesn't help us, actually, does it? It's showing us a picture
oh,
behind
Ruben
the goal,
Colville,
which we haven't
goalkeeper
seen before.
for
Doesn't
Peterborough.
particularly help us to
Straight
show
out
whether
to
he gets the
Ruben
ball or
Colville.
not. That's clearly a handball. The referee's already given a foul.
Ruben now trying to take it down the right wing.
At the moment, you get the feeling that Cardiff are starting to
You've
feel
actually
like
got
everything's against them.
both Colvilles now, just to be bloody awkward. We've got Joel and Ruben Colville, both on the right wing, trying to play a trio with Tanner. With Tanner. As they got Tanner, Ruben, and Colville, Joel Colville, all in a triangle, trying to run down that right wing. And at the minute, it's really doing that extremely well. But they lose it, goes up the pitch, and gets kicked out by Cardiff. It's a 2 minutes extra time, 2 minutes to go to the finish. So that's it, 45 minutes. We've got 2 minutes left now, guys. So if you want to join in, you want to have a chat, please do. We will be calling it a day. Well, we'll be calling it a 12:30 anyway. Waiting for the 3 o'clock one then, won't we?
2 minutes of stoppage time. Official James Durkin indicates that for us. And we've just ticked into that. Peterborough have won a corner here. Just flicking the ball off a defender and behind for the set piece. No rush from Peterborough to take this one. They'll try to take as much of the 2 minutes as they can and see this is the last chance to get a second goal from this set piece opportunity. A line of blue shirts between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Mills raises his right arm. Goes right in front of the goal.
No, doesn't do much with that.
Beyond the far post, headed back in. Referee, though, said the ball's gone out
Lawler,
of play.
Turner.
The assistant has his flag up on the far side, then he bent all the way out and all the way in. And again, Mills trying to do
Fish
something
for
different.
Cardiff.
Again, the delivery
Back to Turner.
It was floating almost, wasn't it? It was coming down with no pace.
One wonders what the Cardiff City fans are going to be thinking at half time, because they don't like the straight. Oh, he loses it. Go. Oh, we have had
a strike in here from distance. It was a mistake from Cardiff. Inside the lose it. Half, and then was onto it again, just outside the box.
Good shot by Iranian. On target as well.
Fairly simple save from Matt Turner, who actually made up a lot of ground when we see the replay from behind the goal. He'd gone out to support his defenders in terms of being an option to play back to, so he's well out of his goal, had to really race across.
Could have gone over him, really. That could have been a keeper lob.
Another set piece opportunity.
And Bagu. Oh, Fish! And Bagu loses it. Fish back to Wallin. Wallin now for Peterborough. Peterborough in the box, trying to get some space, but Bagan manages to get it, kicks it out, wellies it out as hard as he can. Johnston now gives it to Mills. Can Mills put it back in? They've got another minute of seconds to go till half time. Kick it in frantically, and it's half time. And
headed away by Fish when perhaps he didn't need to.
That was a pretty tough few last seconds there. Thanks for anybody who did watch. Doesn't seem to be anybody in. If there is anybody in at the minute, if you want to say yes and keep it going, then please do. You've got 30 seconds to say yes. Otherwise, we're going to call the stream to an end. Nobody in? Okay, then. We shall see you at 3 o'clock. We will do one at 3 o'clock. Maybe our last one. So maybe you have to join in, you see. Maybe you have to join in. Because if you don't, maybe I have to cut the live streams on ahead. Thank you very much for watching. The ones that did. It's Johnny's Sports Channel. Over and out. See, I'm still enjoying it. You should as well.